Hello and welcome to Morning Call for Tuesday, the 5th of March 2019. My name is Fab from Hamburg, and I will be bringing you your tech news today. But first, coffee. Oh, it's on the floor again. That's always not good preparation. Need coffee today. Yes, some quick housekeeping before we get into the news. I would like to thank my 8 subscribers on the Twitch channel and my 93 followers. You are great. And I have yesterday created a Patreon because, as you know, as a freelancer, I'm kind of doing this stuff in my free time, and I'm trying to fund it. Why am I mentioning this here? Because for the Patreon, I've created a exclusive Discord channel in the Sixgun Discord, discord.sixgun.org. It's a great community anyway. But there's a special channel for supporters, and I've also made it that my Twitch subscribers should be able to see that channel as well. If there are any problems with that, let me know in Discord and I'll fix it, because it's all down to bots and sometimes they break. Oh, Mike has coffee at the ready. Well done. That's the only way how to do this show. Anyway, let's get into the news, because that's what you're here for. The question we always have to ask first is what has the EU done today to shoot itself in the foot? But before we get into that, there's a story I missed at the end of February, and I'm very sad for that. So I'll recap and do it now. So IBM got into hot water, and I didn't see this, but apparently they were asking people in their recruitment forms what ethnic group they were, as in like Caucasian, black, yellow, mulatto, and they got into hot water about this, I think, justifiably. Also IBM, the company famous for having supplied like the computing machines to the Nazis to do like their census and then select people for the Holocaust. So you'd think a company like this would be a bit more careful with this kind of stuff, but apparently they're not. And I'm not a fan of generally of shitstorms, but this is something where I think a shitstorm is warranted, as the register says. After this came out, they're very, very sorry. Yeah, of course they are. But like, why did they do this in the first place is my question. What didn't somebody look over that? Like, what the fuck? I mean, mistakes can happen, but like, there's some mistakes that just can't and shouldn't. Anyway, it's now time to ask the favorite question of mine. What has the EU done to fuck us over this time? And to make the Brits glad that they're Brexiting. I haven't reported this on the show because it all happened like last year, but I talked about this on podcasts of mine. So there was a referendum to get rid of the summertime and switch to a system where we wouldn't change time twice a year in the EU, which there's an argument to be had for that. But then the amazing thing about this is that everybody then voted for having summertime and not winter time, except there is no winter time. It's the normal. There's the normal time and summertime, and everybody voted for having summertime, and there's big problems with that. And the EU has, in its infinite wisdom, now decided that the wisdom of the crowd was right, and they want to get rid of the summertime by 2021. Now, I don't think this is a good idea. So the thing that's going to happen now is the member states now have to decide what they will do. Because if this goes through, then basically the EU has decided there will be no time changes anymore. And then all the member states can decide whether they want to go to normal time, constant normal time or constant summertime. And just no changes anymore. But now all the sundials are wrong forever, says Reem. There'll be bigger problems. I'll get into that in a bit. But like, the problem here is that I can tell you what this will lead to. So currently in most of Europe, we have the CET time zone. And I'm sure it will lead to basically getting rid of that, either by all the small all the countries having different, like either having normal time or summertime, or by everybody going, okay, we're all going normal time or we all going summertime, but then having different time zones, which would be the better solution, because then it would be like in bands, as in time zones, like it would be, I guess, longitudinal based instead of just like countries cherry picking or whatever's going on. This will have to happen, because if it's not happening, if we go EU-wide to summertime, then like the sun will rise in Madrid at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And if we go to winter time, then like the sun will get up in winter somewhere in the east of Poland at like, I don't know, sun will get up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that. So something will have to happen. I'm sorry, I'm a bit, I don't know. I think I'm getting hay fever. I think it's so nice springtime that's already hay fever time. Anyway, so I think this will be. I predict it now. We will have, everybody every year. People are now complaining about summertime and wintertime, and in 2022, people will start complaining that there are suddenly now time zones when you have to go, I don't know, from Germany to France or something like this. People will start complaining about time zones. That'll be the next thing. And also as techies, this is a topic that should be very close to our heart, because we know what happens when time zones get changed. And they decided that it will get changed. So it doesn't matter how it will get changed, but we'll have to change time zones, which will mean pretty much any software will have to be updated, because, as we know, everything relies on everything in software relies on having the correct time. If that breaks, all manner of things go wrong, and we've seen this in the past at many occasions. And it won't be as bad as they said Y2K was going to be, but there will be problems also, like with lots of IoT devices. There are lots of devices, routers and stuff, that are really not made, like embedded shit that's really not made to get updates, that will break. As soon as this change will take place, no matter what change it is, things will break. Calling it now. Anyway, sorry, I don't have a tissue here. Damn it. I'm sorry about this. Yes, so that is the EU. The EU's fuck up for the day. We'll see how that goes. I'm just of the opinion you shouldn't ask people for stuff like that, for decisions, because they go, oh, we'll have summertime all year. That'll be great. That'll mean more sun. Let's vote for that. Let's have the EU give us more sun, and they don't think of all the other problems that it will contain. Just give me a second. I'll be back in a second. Sorry about this. Yeah, what will really be happen will that we'll get hay fever all year, and it'll be the EU's fault. Calling it now. Anyway, in other news, we have Facebook. That's the other, like this. I feel that's the other constant in this show is like either the EU making weird decisions or Facebook admitting that they fucked up. Yeah, Jonathan MH says, imagine all the government groupware burning down. That'll happen. That'll happen. Oh yeah. Oh, Jonathan MH like tweeted last in 1 hour 2019. Oh god, it's gonna be horrible. Time changes. Anyway, the other constant in this show is Facebook admitting that they've done horrible things, and the news thing is that they are admitting that they've used the mobile numbers people gave them for two-factor authentication for advertising purposes, which I guess people will say won't surprise anybody, but still.
Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.
It's just, God, it's why Facebook? Why? Why are they like? Are they actively trying to be evil? And yeah, people have basically figured this out. So some guy, actually not some guy. It looks like Emopedia founder Jeremy Birch, the register says, who publicly criticized Mark Zuckerberg's information harvesting operations. He kicked this off. So basically, they now had to admit that they've. I mean. The thing is, you can now, of course, remove your phone number from that, but then you can't use 2FA anymore, and I guess they already have your phone number. So, oh, Nadul has subscribed. Thank you very much. That is great. Thanks for that. Yeah, Facebook, I mean, it's just like, I don't know what to say, because it's kind of like, you're saying like you're not surprised, and yeah, but still, they just keep doing this shit. There's obviously no oversight, nothing. It's like nothing happens. They'll get fined a little bit, maybe if we're lucky, and then they'll just do it again. It's just the register here going like they asked for comment and they didn't answer. It's like, what the hell? Anyway, do you remember the fappening? When was this? 2016, I think. Was it 2016? So basically, somebody hacked. 2014. My God, that's a long time ago. So in 2014, somebody leaked. So somebody hacked the iCloud. Basically, guessed passwords of iCloud accounts of celebrities, and then just like downloaded their pictures, and there were lots of nude pictures in there. No surprise. I mean, guess everybody has pictures like that somewhere, and they just leaked that, and that occurrence was called the fappening. And now a former high school teacher in the US is going to jail for 34 months. And I guess that would be a federal crime, right, in the US. So I'm guessing he's going to be in a federal pen. That won't be fun. 31 years old. So he used. I guess it's hacking, but it's like it's not like he cybered. He cybered around. What he basically did is he like people had very unsecure passwords. It's like the Paris Hilton hack. They basically had the name of their dog as their password or as their security question, stuff that you can, about celebrities find out. And then this guy just got in there, downloaded photos. Just people like Jennifer Lawrence had like nude photos. There were some very explicit photos in this. I can remember reporting on this at Heise originally. That's why I'm so surprised it was 2014. My God. Yeah. and well, at least they got the guy. And I guess the good thing that came out of this is like people are aware that everybody's doing this, like even celebrities, and that's not a bad thing. And that the important thing is that you have to, have good passwords for this kind of stuff, because people can hack it. Speaking of hacking, there are reports that there's a bug bounty platform called HackerOne, where basically it's like a bug bounty as a service, I guess. It's so that companies don't have to set up their own bug bounty system. They can use HackerOne, and it's just like a platform where people can submit security vulnerabilities, and then companies can reward them for ethically disclosing that, which is, that's a pretty cool thing.
New follower,
and
Nad Hugh.
There's now the first guy who's become a millionaire by just reporting bug bounties. So he has now over $1 million in earnings from reporting security vulnerabilities. He started in 2015 when he was 16 years old, and he just taught himself hacking. Wow. The follower thing from Nadu now coming through. I guess I didn't hear the subscribe thing. You subscribe before you follow. That's pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, so he just taught himself that, and he's just his first bounty was for a cross-site request forgery vulnerability, which is easy way to start, and then he just hacked himself to money, and he has 1,676 distinct vulnerabilities submitted at the moment. It's pretty cool. You can actually make money from this kind of stuff, and it it's not bad. I mean, it's making the world more secure. Looks like he bought himself a Mini. And what's that? What's that other car? It's like is that like that Citroen sports car thingy? Anyway, yeah, not bad. Get yourself a Corvette, man. Next million, get yourself a Corvette. And speaking of tools you'll use when you do that, Wireshark 3 is out, which is interesting. As usual, adding a lot of new protocols, or like protocols that weren't supported before. So if you don't know what Wireshark is basically one of the multi-purpose tools you'll use if you look for security vulnerabilities or do any other kind of research. I've used it quite a lot. It's basically a network traffic inspector. You put it in your network, and then you can see what devices are sending what kind of traffic. I've used this to look at mobile phones and see if they're maybe communicating when they shouldn't be, and stuff like that. You can use it to see if stuff on your network is doing things that it shouldn't do. I've used it back in the day when I was doing support in schools. How I can remember when we had, what was that, Configure, and it was just spreading itself over the network, and it kept infecting machines. We'd clean it up, and then we'd still have infections, and it used like a laptop with Wireshark, run through the whole network, run through the school trying to find the last computer that's still like trying to infect all the others. It's a great tool. It's well worth learning if you do anything like network analysis, or just wanna figure out what, like if you're a geek and you want to figure out what's doing what in your network. It's great. I always have an installation of Wireshark around somewhere. In news that maybe not so important over here, but maybe in the US, Microsoft is killing the service for its Microsoft Band fitness trackers. They're kind of like Fitbit. There was the Microsoft Band and the Microsoft Band 2. I don't think they sold them in Germany. I'm not sure if they sold them anywhere else in the EU. But they basically said they're now killing the service. The Microsoft Health dashboard. You can still kind of use the wearables. You can but it'll be very limited use because like kind of like Fitbit and other devices of this ilk, they're very cloud dependent, most of the advanced features. And since Microsoft's turning that off, you won't have much fun with your Microsoft Band anymore. I guess another device in a long line of stuff that Microsoft just turned off because they tried to get into a market and it didn't really work. And also, like, this is another symptom of Microsoft leaving the consumer market behind, I guess. And then that's pretty much it. I just have two more stories on the show today. One of it is I reported on Quadriga CX, that cryptocurrency exchange where, you know, the founder left and no, he didn't leave, he died. Sorry, he didn't leave. He died, and then his widow was saying he was actually transferring stuff by hand, and we don't have his keys, so we have money in accounts and we can't pay we have to declare bankruptcy. We can't pay our customers because we can't get to the money. Now, people are actually looking into this, investigating these accounts. And they have found that, like, there's supposed to be over 100 million euro in offline wallets, but the first accounts they looked into are empty. So 5 of the 6 Bitcoin addresses they looked into don't have any money anymore. Like they like the money was transferred off in April. And one was used until the 3rd of December 2018. It's interesting. So there's there's money missing, and we don't know where it went. I mean, they're now kind of analyzing where the money went, and it's kind of like crypto detectives at work. It's pretty cool. So the widow of the founder had said that actually under oath that she doesn't have, that they don't have access. Interesting. I mean, there's lots of stuff with chaotic books, and you know, as you'd kind of expect, like it's just this kind of crypto exchange, like a new economy thing. There's like lots of people haven't done this kind of stuff before. There's like lots of shoddy accounting going on, and we'll see. I'll keep. I mean, this is just a preliminary report. They haven't published, like, I mean, there's a accounting firm. It's called Ernst & Young. The court has basically appointed them because this Quadriga CX exchange declared bankruptcy, and they're basically now doing the bankruptcy proceedings, and they're looking into this because they want their money. And there'll be more reports. I'll be looking into this. It's pretty cool. And in my last story for today, a little bit of a what the fuck. There are reports, especially on Twitter, that Anthem, you know, that big EA open world multiplayer shooter game, is crashing consoles. And the what the fuck is not only is crashing one console, it's crashing both. So all versions of the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One are supposed to be affected. People do not know why. It's basically you're playing the game, and then the console just turns off. And that apparently is, people are saying they can reproduce this. So it's not only happened once, it's consistently happening, but they can't figure out when. And it's you know, this is not one guy saying this. This is significant amount of reports. So yeah. So there's a error code CE36329-3 that gets reported for some people. I guess their machine isn't like hard crashing, but people don't know what that is, and yeah, that's weird. So this is a report on Golem. They are saying they've played this on Xbox One, PlayStation 4 Pro, and they haven't seen anything. Like, machines weren't getting, the consoles weren't getting warmer than they should be, and they didn't have any crashes. Although it could be that this is like a patch that was introduced later, because I mean these reports they didn't start when Anthem came out. I think it's more of a recent thing. So BioWare hasn't said anything yet. I guess they're looking into that. Interesting. So if you're playing Anthem, keep your eye out. Although I don't think that actually that many people playing Anthem, not as many as they were hoping for. But we'll see. Maybe we'll figure out at one point why this is happening. But I don't know. It seems to be like this kind of stuff, when it happens, seems to happen on consoles, which is counterintuitive, because you'd think usually the console versions are the one that have been tested longer. But I guess it's because PC has many more different like hardware variations. So let's say this is down to the graphics card. You know, you might have the same graphics card in your PC that's in these consoles, but like only a fraction of the PC players have it. And then, you know, also PC players are more used to their systems crashing because of the game, I guess. And so when it happens on a console consistently, then that just gets reported more. But we'll see. Anyway, that's it. That's it for today. I'll be back with another show tomorrow with more news about what the EU is doing to us. Then, what kind of atrocity they have thought up next. Sorry, I'm bashing the EU a bit. It's just to make the EU guys over there in the UK feel a bit better about Brexit. God knows you need it. Anyway, I hope, aside from all this politics bullshit, and apparently me getting hay fever now because the weather is so nice, I still hope you have a nice day. Have a productive day at work, and I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, you know, live long and prosper. Goodbye.